My fiancé texted, "I kissed someone else, but it meant nothing. We don't need to tell anyone." I replied, "You're right," then forwarded her text to the entire family group chat. Now she's at my doorstep crying and screaming that her family disowned her. Thursday afternoon I was at work when my phone buzzed with a text from Ashley. We'd been engaged for 7 months, together for 3 years. Her younger cousin's graduation party was coming up this weekend, and apparently something had happened there that was about to become my problem. "Jake, I need to tell you something before you hear it from someone else." Those words never led anywhere good. I put down my wrench and checked the message properly. I kissed my ex Derek at Megan's party last night. It was stupid, and I was drunk, and it meant absolutely nothing. We don't need to tell anyone about this. It will just cause drama for no reason. I stared at my phone for a solid minute. Ashley had told me she was going to her cousin's graduation party with some girlfriends. Apparently Derek had been there too. Derek, who she dated for 2 years before we met. Derek, who she claimed was ancient history but somehow kept appearing at family events. The kicker was the last line, "We don't need to tell anyone," like this was our little secret to manage together. My reply was simple, "You're right." She texted back immediately, "Thank you for understanding. I knew you'd be mature about this, it really didn't mean anything." I screenshot her original confession text and opened the family group chat. Ashley had insisted on adding me to it 6 months ago, so I could stay connected with everyone for wedding planning. The chat included her parents, her sister, her brother, 3 cousins including Megan who'd thrown the party, and her grandmother who somehow figured out smartphones at age 78. I typed a brief message. Ashley wanted everyone to know about something that happened at Megan's party last night. Then I attached the screenshot of her confession. Sent. My phone immediately started exploding. Update 1, the reaction. Within 5 minutes the family group chat went nuclear. Her mother Margaret was first. "Ashley, what is this? You kissed Derek? At Megan's party?" Her father Richard jumped in. "Ashley Marie Thompson, explain this right now." Her sister Sarah. "OMG Ashley, you kissed Derek? While engaged to Jake?" Megan, who'd hosted the party. "I saw them talking but I didn't know they kissed." "Ashley, this is so messed up." Her brother Mike. "Derek was bragging about it to everyone before he left. Said Ashley still had feelings for him." Even grandmother Helen chimed in. "Ashley dear, this is very disappointing behavior for a young lady about to be married." The messages kept flooding in. Apparently Derek had been telling people at the party that Ashley had initiated the kiss and suggested they meet up privately later. Ashley had left shortly after without saying goodbye to anyone, which now made sense. My phone rang, Ashley calling. "Jake, what did you do? I forwarded your message to the family chat like you asked." "I never asked you to do that. I said we don't need to tell anyone." "Right, you said we don't need to tell anyone." "I agreed, but I didn't agree not to tell anyone." "That's the same thing." "No, it's not. You told me it meant nothing and we should keep it secret." "I decided if it meant nothing then there's no reason to keep it secret." "Jake, this is insane. My whole family is freaking out. Maybe you should have thought about that before kissing your ex at a family party." "It was a mistake. I was drunk." "Being drunk doesn't make you kiss people, Ashley. It just removes your ability to pretend you don't want to." She hung up. The group chat was still going strong. Her cousin David had joined. "Wait, Ashley kissed Derek last night. He's been posting about it on social media all morning." Sarah again. "Ashley, where are you? Mom wants to talk to you right now. Ashley, you need to call me immediately. This is unacceptable. Jake, we need to discuss this situation as a family." Then Ashley joined the chat. "Everyone please calm down. This is being blown out of proportion." "Blown out of proportion? You cheated on Jake." "I didn't cheat. It was just a kiss. Just a kiss with your ex-boyfriend while you're engaged. Yet totally normal behavior." "Ashley, Derek was telling everyone you said you missed him." "That's not true. Derek is lying." David. Derek posted a story on Instagram about rekindling old flames. Screenshot if you want to see it. This was getting better by the minute. Update 2. The Instagram evidence. Someone had screenshot Derek's Instagram story before he took it down. The image showed him at the party with text overlay. Some flames never really die. Good to know some people remember what real chemistry feels like. David posted it in the group chat. Richard was furious. Ashley, what is this nonsense? Derek thinks you're getting back together with him. Ashley. Dad, he's making things up. It was one kiss that meant nothing. Ashley, if it meant nothing, why didn't you tell us about it yourself? Because she knew it was wrong and was trying to hide it. I wasn't hiding anything. I told Jake right away. You told Jake and asked him to keep it secret. That's called hiding it. In my day, young ladies didn't kiss other men while engaged. This is shameful behavior. Ashley tried damage control. Grandma, please. People make mistakes. Helen, people who make these kinds of mistakes shouldn't be getting married. The conversation was spiraling fast. Ashley's family was traditional and took engagement seriously. Her parents had paid for most of the wedding planning so far and clearly felt disrespected. Margaret dropped the hammer. Ashley, your father and I need to have a serious conversation with you about your commitment to this marriage. Jake, we apologize for our daughter's behavior. This reflects poorly on our family. I finally responded in the chat. Thank you, Mr. Thompson. I appreciate the family's honesty about the situation. Ashley immediately called me again. Jake, you need to fix this. Tell them it was a misunderstanding. What misunderstanding? You kissed Derek and asked me to keep it secret. You're destroying my relationship with my family. You destroyed your relationship with your family when you kissed your ex at a family party. They're talking about canceling the wedding. Maybe they should. Jake, please. I made one mistake. You made multiple mistakes, Ashley. You kissed Derek. You asked me to lie about it and you're still more concerned about the consequences than the actual betrayal. I'm not asking you to lie. I'm asking you to help fix this. I did help fix it. I made sure everyone knows the truth instead of covering for your poor choices. She hung up again. Update 3. The family meeting. Friday evening, Richard called me directly. Jake, can you come over tonight? Margaret and I want to discuss the situation properly. I drove to Ashley's parents' house around 7. The whole family was there except Ashley, who apparently was staying at her friend Kim's place. Margaret looked exhausted. Jake were embarrassed and angry about Ashley's behavior. I appreciate that, Mrs. Thompson. Richard was blunt. We raised Ashley better than this. Kissing another man while engaged is unacceptable. We've been financing this wedding and now we're wondering if Ashley is ready for marriage. Margaret added. Sarah jumped in. Ashley's been weird about Derek for months. She always gets nervous when his name comes up. She insisted on inviting him to the wedding. Mike said. We thought it was strange, but she said they were just friends now. This was news to me. Ashley wanted to invite Derek to our wedding. She said you approved it. Margaret replied. I never approved that. She never mentioned Derek being invited. Richard looked grim. So she was planning to have her ex-boyfriend at your wedding without telling you. Apparently. The conversation continued for an hour. Ashley's family was clearly questioning her readiness for marriage and her respect for me. They'd invested money and time in wedding planning and felt Ashley had disrespected everyone involved. Margaret finally said what everyone was thinking. Jake, we support whatever decision you make about moving forward with this engagement. We like you and think you deserve better than this behavior. Richard added. If Ashley can't respect her engagement vows, how can she respect marriage vows? Helen said quietly. I drove home with a lot to think about. Update 4. The doorstep scene. Saturday morning, I was drinking coffee when someone started pounding on my door. Ashley was outside looking frantic. Jake, we need to talk right now. I opened the door but didn't invite her in. My family is canceling the wedding, she said. I heard. My dad says they won't pay for anything if I marry someone who doesn't respect me enough to keep private matters private. Interesting logic. My mom says I embarrassed them in front of the whole family and showed poor judgment. Your mom's not wrong. Sarah won't even talk to me. She says I'm selfish and immature. Sarah's always been smart. Jake, this is serious. My grandmother says I disgraced the family name. Your grandmother has high standards. But you didn't have to tell everyone. You're right. I didn't have to tell everyone. I chose to tell everyone. Why would you do that? Because I don't keep secrets for people who cheat on me. It wasn't cheating. It was just a kiss. You kissed another man while wearing my engagement ring. That's cheating. Jake, please. I'll do anything to fix this. There's nothing to fix, Ashley. You showed everyone who you really are. That's not who I really am. I made one mistake. You made several mistakes and the biggest one was thinking I'd help you cover it up. She started crying harder. My whole family hates me now. Your family doesn't hate you. They're disappointed in your choices. Same thing. No, it's not. They can get over disappointment if you grow up and take responsibility. But that requires admitting you were wrong instead of blaming me for not keeping your secrets. I can't take it back now. You're right. You can't. So what happens now? I pulled the engagement ring box out of my pocket. Now you give me this back. Jake, no. Ashley, you kissed your ex and asked me to lie about it. Then you plan to invite him to our wedding without telling me. I'm not marrying someone who thinks engagement means having backup options. I don't have backup options. Derek means nothing to me. Then why did you kiss him? I was drunk and confused. About what? About whether I was making the right choice getting married. Finally, some honesty. Well, now you don't have to be confused anymore. You're not getting married. She pulled the ring off her finger and handed it to me while sobbing. Jake, you're making a huge mistake. The only mistake I made was not seeing this coming sooner. Final update. 3 weeks later. The aftermath was swift and complete. Ashley's family followed through on canceling the wedding. They lost some deposits but recovered most of the money since vendors understood the circumstances. Ashley moved back in with her parents temporarily while looking for her own place. Apparently the family dynamics were tense with everyone walking on eggshells around her. Derek reached out to her after seeing the family drama on social media, but Ashley reportedly wasn't interested in pursuing anything with him. Turned out his interest disappeared once he realized she was actually available. The family group chat became noticeably quieter. I stayed in it for a few days until Margaret politely suggested I might want to leave since I was no longer part of the family. I thanked them for including me and left the chat. Richard called me last week to apologize again for Ashley's behavior and to tell me they thought I'd handled the situation with dignity. He also mentioned that Ashley had been asking if they thought I might be willing to talk about reconciliation. What did you tell her? I told her that ship had sailed when she decided to kiss another man and ask you to lie about it. Good advice. Jake, for what it's worth, we think you dodged a bullet. Ashley's always been impulsive, but this showed a side of her we didn't like. The engagement ring is back in the jewelry box in my closet. $12,000 that almost bought me a lifetime of wondering who Ashley was texting when she went out with friends. The best part of this whole situation was how quickly Ashley's true character emerged under pressure. When caught cheating, her first instinct wasn't remorse or accountability. It was damage control and secret keeping. She wanted me to be complicit in covering up her betrayal. When I refused to be her accomplice, she blamed me for the consequences of her own actions. Ashley learned that family group chats are not the place for secrets about infidelity. Her family learned that their daughter wasn't ready for marriage. I learned that screenshot and send is sometimes the most honest response to dishonest behavior. She thought she could cheat and manage the narrative with selective truth-telling. Instead, she got full transparency delivered to everyone who mattered. Some people think engagements come with confidentiality agreements about their bad behavior. Those people usually find out that honesty is a two-way street.